everybody, and welcome back to Steph's Stories and Crafts. This week, Halloween's coming early and we're reading Babysitting a Vampire to Celebrate. So snuggle on in, because it's story time. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a girl named Pim. Pim had just turned 12, and her mother said that she was now old enough to babysit. So Pim went knocking on doors all around the neighborhood, letting everyone know that if they had kids that needed babysitting, she was available. She spent an entire day doing this. She left right after breakfast, brought a sandwich with her so she wouldn't have to go home for lunch, and didn't come home until almost dinner. She went to every house in the neighborhood. The blue house with the purple flowers in the window, the gray house with the smoky chimney, the red brick house with the swing out front. She even went to the worn down old Victorian house on top of the hill. Most kids in her neighborhood would have skipped that last one. It was so scary, the kids didn't even trick or treat there. But Pim wasn't most kids. And more than that, she was saving up to buy a new bike, and she wasn't going to let some old house scare her off. The house had a steep driveway full of cracks. The garden could have been beautiful if the plants weren't all dead. When she climbed the steps to the porch, the wood gave a loud creak. And when she rang the doorbell, it gave a big ding dong, ding dong. Inside the house was dark and dusty. A voice called out, "Come in, darling, I'm in the kitchen making some cookies." As Pim entered a bright kitchen, a lovely woman turned around, holding a tray of freshly baked gingerbread cookies. "Would you like one?" she offered. "No thanks," said Pim. "I'm just here to tell you that I'm 12 now, so if you have any kids younger than that, I'm available to babysit them." "Oh, I see," said the woman. "Yes," said Pim, "I've been telling everyone. There are lots of little kids in this neighborhood, you know. So I imagine my schedule will be filling up quite quickly, so if you want me to babysit for you, you ought to tell me now." "I see," the woman chuckled. "Why don't I have my son come down so you can meet him and see if you'd like to babysit him?" "Oh, I'm sure I will," said Pim. "I don't mind babysitting boys. I have a little brother." "I see," said the woman. "So why don't we say Friday around 7 then? I have some errands to run and it would be nice not to have to bring Lucas along." Pim agreed to babysit that Friday and went home. She was so excited she could hardly wait for Friday to come. As she walked up Lucas's driveway, she could imagine the brand new shiny bike she would buy. A purple bike with a banana seat and a big white basket in the front. She rang the doorbell and it ding dong, ding dong, and the door creaked open and she went inside. "Hello, Pim," Lucas's mother greeted her. "Lucas has just finished his dinner. There are games in his room you can play, videos by the TV you can watch, and if he needs a little snack, he can have one of his drinks from the fridge. I shouldn't be gone long, but call me if you need anything. My number's on the fridge." And with that, she left Pim and Lucas alone in the house. Only Pim didn't know where Lucas was, so she decided to look for him. He wasn't in the dusty front room, or in the bright shiny kitchen, or under the grand dining room table, or in the study. So Pim decided to climb up the creaky stairs and see if he was there. When she reached the top of the creaky stairs, she was greeted by 3 doors. One was Lucas's mother's room, the other a bathroom, and the third a spiral staircase that seemed to have no end as Pim climbed it. When she finally came to the top, she was in a dark room with beams across the ceiling and a bat hung from one. Pim looked around the room. There were all sorts of cool toys. Board games, water guns, Legos, and more. "Lucas?" Pim called. "I'm Pim. Your mom asked me to babysit while she ran some errands. Are you in here?" "I'm right here," said Lucas right behind Pim. "And I don't really need a babysitter." "Well, I'm here anyway," said Pim, "so we may as well play a game together." "Aren't you afraid I'm gonna bite you?" said Lucas. "Why would you bite me?" said Pim. Lucas just laughed and went downstairs. That night they watched movies. Pim made popcorn, but Lucas didn't want any. The next week they played hide and seek. Lucas was extremely good at hiding. and it wasn't until the 3rd week that Lucas asked for his special drink. Pim went to the fridge and saw it clearly labeled, Lucas's special drink. She poured him a glass. It came out red and thick. Must be tomato juice, she thought. Smells funny though. She handed it to Lucas. He took a sip, but spit it out immediately. Uh-oh, I thought it smelled funny, said Pim. Maybe it's expired. It's not expired, said Lucas. You just forgot to warm it up. So Pim took it to the kitchen and warmed it up, and Lucas drank it down happily. When his mother got home, Pim asked her if she could take Lucas to the park the next afternoon. I think he might enjoy it, said Pim. Lucas's mother was startled. I don't think taking Lucas to the park is such a good idea, Pim. He doesn't fare well in the sun. Don't worry, said Pim. I'll make sure he wears his sunblock and reapplies. That's all right, dear. Why don't you just come by tomorrow evening, and you guys can play hide and seek. Lucas loves that so much. So Pim came back the following evening and brought her little brother Jack along. She thought Lucas might like to play with another boy his age. When they arrived, Lucas was already watching a movie, so they sat down and joined him. When the movie was over, Pim asked the boys what they wanted to do next. Lucas was feeling a little shy around Jack. But Jack wasn't shy at all. I know what I want to do, he said. And he jumped up and tackled Pim. No, shouted Lucas as he jumped on top of Jack, pulling him off of Pim and almost biting him. No, Lucas, yelled Pim. We do not bite. But he was going to hurt you, said Lucas. No, Lucas, said Pim. Jack was just play wrestling with me. Just then, Pim noticed that Lucas's teeth were especially long and pointy. Lucas, what's wrong with your teeth? She asked. Lucas didn't answer, but Jack had an idea. Can't you tell? He said. Lucas is a vampire. Don't be silly, Pim scolded. Vampires aren't real, Jack. Oh, really? Said Jack. Then why can't he go outside in the daytime? And you always said he drinks that red, funny liquid. It's totally blood. As Jack went on, Lucas got more and more upset. And then, before their very eyes, he turned into a bat and flew away upstairs to his room. Pim and Jack were awestruck. Now look what you did, Pim scolded Jack, and she headed upstairs. Don't go up there, Pim, Jack said. He's a vampire and vampires eat people. He's not going to eat me, Jack, Pim replied, and went straight up to Lucas's room. When Lucas saw her, he said, Go away or I'll gobble you up. But Pim wasn't scared. Vampires don't gobble, said Pim. They suck blood. And besides, you're not going to bite me. How do you know? Said Lucas. That's what we vampires do. Sure, but you protected me when you thought I was in danger. And more than that, you're my friend. And that's all that matters to me. Really? Said Lucas. You think of me as a friend? A great friend, said Pim. Now go downstairs and apologize to Jack. I think you two could be really good friends too, if you gave each other a chance. Lucas apologized to Jack. And Pim was right. The boys became fast friends. The three were hardly ever seen apart. Well, after dark, that is. The end. Alrighty, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's story, Babysitting a Vampire, and Monday's Origami Bat Craft. Remember, there are 2 different origami bats on that episode, so if you haven't checked it out, please be sure to do so. And have a happy and safe Halloween. Bye!